Everybody, welcome back. Let's talk about the rumors circulating about the U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve because while there may be smoke, there may be fire, I don't think that it's going to be as long lasting as you may think. Why do I think this? Well, we've seen rumors now that the U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve will be discontinued on Monday of next week in anticipation of the launch of the U.S. Bank Smartly card and Smartly rewards and things like that. And I'm going to be doing my year in review video relatively soon about US Bank and how they're going to be, how they'll pair up against the Bank of America preferred reward system. So that's a video I've got upcoming. I've got Spaithco who will be joining me for that. We're going to talk about it, and this is going to come up as a topic of conversation, but I kind of want to get in front of it right now as a lead-in for that video. So bear with me just a moment, because Spaithco has also mentioned how in the past, U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve was briefly taken off of the ability to apply for the card for a couple of weeks before returning. And that was around the time that they launched the U.S. Bank Altitude Go card in 2020. So there's precedent for the U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve to be taken off the market and then brought back. And if that's the case, then this is what US Bank does, especially when they're going all out for a new product. And Smartly is a new product and a new potential direction for US Bank to go. So they're going to highlight this card at the expense of US Bank Altitude Reserve applications. Does it make sense? To me, no. Is it something they've done and therefore there's precedent, and precedent should kind of dictate what might happen next? I think so. And if that is in fact the case, then you will see the US Bank Altitude Reserve return and maybe have some changes. The US Bank Altitude Connect had some major changes earlier this year where they took away some of the point earning capabilities of the card. It's now 4 times points on gas and EV for up to $1,000 per quarter. Not ideal, but there you go. And they're also going to be making changes to the US Bank Altitude Go with its earning capabilities on a quarterly basis as well, probably also making it so that if you're looking to cash out to outside of US Bank for your rewards, that's going to get capped at 0.8 cents per point as well, just like the US Bank Altitude Connect. Those terms and conditions changes have happened. I will put links in the description for that. So the Altitude Go is undergoing the same changes that the Altitude Connect went. And we may see further changes to the Altitude Reserve, but I'm not going to speculate too deeply on that one. But history has shown they've briefly taken the Altitude Reserve offline for a couple of weeks while highlighting the launch of a new product. Previously, the Altitude Go. Now it'll be Smartly Rewards, and bringing the card back shortly thereafter. Now, if the US Bank Altitude Reserve is taken out of circulation completely, US Bank has a number of trademarks that are floating around for credit cards. The ones I can come up with, I can tell you off the top of my head. I do have a more extensive list elsewhere, but off the top of my head, there is the US Bank Zero Plus card, the Match Plus card, the Shield, US Bank Shield card, US Bank Fusion, US Bank Voyager, US Bank Smartly. So at least 7 trademark card names. Now, a trademark does not necessarily mean that a product is coming. Absolutely. But with 7 trademarks and a potential shift away from the Altitude concept, we could see the Altitude Reserve come back, but as a different card. Most likely, like Voyager or Fusion would be the names that I would associate with like travel or the hybrid nature of the Altitude Reserve. So it's possible that the Altitude Reserve is just going to get a rebrand to one of these new product lines. How likely, I don't know. And I'm just speculating here, but we're talking about rumors anyway. And I don't think the card would change fundamentally. There are some tweaks that I would like to see made to the card, like unlimited priority pass access and maybe an annual fee increase, because right now you're getting a ton of value for $75 net annual fee after you subtract out the $325 in dining and travel credits that are super easy to use. So maybe we're going to see a change in that direction. Maybe this is just US Bank following their previous playbook of taking the Altitude Reserve offline for a number of weeks, highlighting the new card, and as soon as they get to a point where they feel that they've gotten that initial flock of interest for this card, bringing back Altitude Reserve with some changes, whether those be positive, negative, who knows. And if they follow the same sort of altitude changes that have been affecting the previously affecting the Altitude Connect, and potentially changes to the Altitude Go, because those changes to the Go have also been updated with their terms and conditions. So those sources for the Altitude Go, I'm going to put in the description of the video. If that's something you want to check out, please do. But rumor has it that the US Bank Altitude Reserve will stop taking applications and be discontinued on Monday. How likely is this? Again, I don't think it'll be a long-term thing. If it is a longer-term thing, I think US Bank is going to bring back the same card structure, the same earning rates on the card, and potentially the same redemptions with 1.5 times through their real-time rewards, with a card under a different name. And Voyager and Fusion would make the most sense to me on the trademark cards that are floating out there that have not been announced yet. Again, those were Match Plus, Zero Plus, Shield, Fusion, Voyager, Smartly. So we'll see what happens. But that's going to do it for this one. Just wanted to talk about that rumor. Again, I think there's enough smoke that it's possible that they're going to shut it down. But following US Bank precedent, especially after Spaethco has mentioned this history multiple times, and I'll have Spaethco on next week to discuss this more. Just wanted to get this out there. I don't think it's a long-term change. So with that, we're going to cut it there. If you like what I do, hit the like and subscribe button. Please feel free to join my channel and support me here on YouTube. If not here on YouTube, check out the pinned comment for other ways to support me. And if you want to watch me on a weekly basis outside of what I do here, check out the Stack Your Points podcast. I host it with Call Me Lonnie and RJ from Do You Take Cards and Tariq from Reeks Rewards. Great show. We record on Monday nights. It comes out in pieces on Wednesday, Friday, and Monday. And the full show is available on Saturdays on the podcatcher of your choice. Thanks as always for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.